Hey, I'm Tobias Wilhelm. Let's talk about what's going on in business this week. Today is June the 1st. First of all, the FBI is asking you to reboot your router at your house and probably your business too. Matter of fact, routers are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes down to hack attacks. The short of it is that your router is probably one of the most overlooked pieces of equipment. You update everything else, your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, but not your router. So the FBI is asking you to update your router, reboot it, just to interrupt some of these hack attacks, but really gives way to a bigger discussion on cybersecurity. For example, some of you may not know that we're actually in the hosting business, and we switched servers here a couple of days ago. Before I had the security fully installed on the new server, we had 2,200 hack attacks in 30 minutes. The same thing happens at your house, at your business, at the coffee shop you work in. So it's really important that we all think about how we're securing our data. When's the last time you backed up? Yesterday? Last week? Last month? During the Clinton administration. So what would happen to your data if your computer crashed today? Sometimes people tell me that you can just send it off to one of those services that restore your data. That's kind of like you have a cute little pig and you make sausage out of it, and then you send the sausage off to put the pig back together. I have news for you, the pig will probably never be the same, if you can pull it off. Key takeaway here, back up your stuff. I know it's a pain. I know it costs you a little money, but it's totally worth it if you need it. Email, pictures, phone data, Word files. They all need to live on the cloud somewhere or in a safe place where you can get it back. If your computer crashes, your phone gets stolen, who the hell knows what. And if you're not really good at computers, hire someone. Next, Walmart is embracing perks for millennials and sending them to college. Actually sending their workers to college for free, almost for free. $1 a day. It's really not bad. But the question is really, what does it mean for your business? Walmart's now paying for tuition, books, and fees for their workers to go to college. For right now, it's degrees in business and supply chain management, but who knows if it ends there. Of course, they're competing with companies like Starbucks, who sends their people to Starbucks University, and that's not just to make coffee. I guess that means I have to stop asking people if they got their degree from Walmart. In the bigger picture, of course, people are competing for good workers and they can be hard to find. This is a conversation I overheard at a client's last week. When an employee was asked why they didn't call in for a no-show on their shift, they told their boss that they couldn't remember the name of the place they worked at. How does that happen? Key takeaway, and we've talked about this before, figure out how to recruit and retain good people. They're worth their weight in gold. I probably shouldn't talk about people's weight. Anyways, good people are the most important asset for most companies, especially when you're in the service industry, and you want to make sure they stick around. This, of course, is a bigger discussion that we'll probably have again and again and again. Next up, podcasting. And I keep forgetting about podcasts, even though I listen to them every single day. I keep forgetting about them as a tool for business, not I keep forgetting about where the voices come from. One of the great examples I have for podcasts, other than the greats of the industry, if you will, Gary Vee and all of them that I basically listen to on a daily basis. My friend Farah puts out a podcast called Bucket of Breakups and Makeups, and is absolutely awesome. Great job, Farah. You should give it a listen. Podcasts are a growing space, and they work especially well for long format audio. Sometimes you hear people in the radio business say that business is declining. Well, I'm sure people go to podcasts because I have a choice of what I want to listen to. According to podcastinsights.com, over 44% of Americans have listened to a podcast. 49% in their home, 22% in their car. I like to listen to mine when I take the dog for a walk or on a long drive, working out, doing the dishes. I don't do dishes for 20 minutes. You get the idea. Key takeaway, if you have something to say that other people might want to listen to, consider a podcast. It's not that hard. I set up a client the other day and basically they were up and running in less than a day. You could have commentary on all kinds of things. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, let me know below and I'll talk about it more. Next up, StumbleUpon is now Mix.com, and this goes into somewhat the nitty-gritty of social media. So StumbleUpon and Mix.com are merging, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen because people hate when you change names. What makes Mix.com interesting is that it takes the visual appeal of, let's say, a Pinterest and gives it a newsy angle like an RSS news feeder, RSS news reader. Since a lot of people are not familiar with what an RSS news reader is, imagine your Facebook without quizzes, pictures of other people's kids, Aunt Martha's ramblings about her trips to the grocery store. So it's basically just news on the topics that you're interested in. Key takeaway, if you're a news junkie or you have a particular area of interest that you want to keep up with on a regular basis, Mix.com is certainly worth checking out. Moving on, next thing up, let's talk about social media in general for a second. As some of you may know, I've been in social media since Facebook was fairly new. Taught classes, I've given seminars. I still learn every day. Here I am on YouTube. Hopefully an enjoyable experience. And some of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they're either not doing enough, they're overdoing it and they want to be on every channel there is, or they start and never change because they think they know it all and it never changes. It always changes. It's almost a full-time job just to keep up. As I like to tell people, you either evolve or you start dying. And while you think about that, consider that Google no longer takes your website really seriously if you're not mobile first. Business is going to mobile only and you better be ready. Now, I'm not saying that social is the end-all be-all of all marketing. It's important enough to either be involved and know as much as you can or hire somebody to do it for you. And let's face it, some people just suck at being social. But you have to be somewhere, so get with it, as they say. Key takeaway, social is not everything, but you really have to be there. Pick a platform, pick 2 platforms, and just get on it. I could talk for 2 hours just about the latest changes on the Instagram and how cool they are. Maybe we'll do that next time. This is some of the talk in business this week. It is June the 1st. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, like it, share it with friends, share it on social media. Leave me a comment below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you next time. I'm Tobias Wilhelm.